Hi everybody, Lynn here. Thanks for coming again and welcome to my good little garden. Today I'm going to do a garden tour. I think my first ever, other than when I first showed you how small my garden was. And let's see what I got growing. Not too much because I'm in zone 6B and it's still quite cold at night. We're still getting down in the 30s. But I do have some stuff. Let me show you as I walk around. Okay, so here I am out front of the house. And this is the gardens out front. As you can see, this side, I haven't touched it all. All the weeds are coming up. My rose bushes really needed to be trimmed down, and guilty, I didn't get to that yet. More beautiful weeds that are growing just fine. We have some hostas here that I would like to remove because it's very sunny out here, but for some reason, third year in a row, the hostas are coming back and surviving. Although they do get some brown rust out here. There's another hosta. I have quite a few out here, and another rose on this side. And we also have the side that I actually did get weeded to, but not sure what kind of weed this is. But it's pretty. Really pretty little white flowers. But it's got to go at some point. Here's another rose. And yes, I know our roses were never trimmed back because my health hasn't been the greatest. And I'm trying to get to it. I also have some more hostas out here that are coming in. 5 or 6 of them out here. There's another one. And 2 other roses. Yeah, I should have taken all of the dead heads off, but we didn't. We didn't trim these back this year because I wasn't feeling up to it. And neither was my sister. But we'll get to it, I think. I wanted to redo this out here this year. I think that's one of the influencers that stopped me. As I was saying, I think it was one of the influences that stopped me from finishing out front because I wanted to redo it, and now I'm told that my landlord is selling my home. Not sure if we have to get out yet or not, but I'm still going with it that we don't. And I'm going to move on with my garden tour. So what I got over here first is my sage from last year. It survived that winter. And we have the grow bags here that I just brought up from back in the backyard, and the new grow bed I put in. The azalea bush is here. The small azalea is over there that we planted 2 years ago. And then I have no clue what it is. No clue. But it's pretty. It's the most vibrant it has ever been since I moved in here. And most filled out. I really cut it down a lot last year at the end of the season. Moving slowly. Here are some strawberries from last year. I think these are here too. The small runners I pulled off didn't make it. Through the winter, that is. And here's my chives. I say this year the diameter in the chives are much larger than they were last year. And we're doing beautifully. In here are tiny little beets coming up that I sowed seeds in here for, and it's a miracle any of them are in here growing because when my son and I moved these up here, we dumped over the bags and we picked up the soil and put it back in, and somehow we're still getting some beets. Same thing for our carrots. That's why they're so sporadic. But some carrots are coming up. And here I have potatoes in here. This is a mixture of a red potato that I cannot think of its name now, but when we get to the original container I haven't planted in, I'll let you know, and purple Viking. And this is my new grow bed that I put in this year. Nothing's in there yet. And here I plan on putting beans in the back and peppers in the front here. So here is the side of the house as we go down the side, alongside of our house. In here, I just have a rose bush because I usually put annuals in here with these. Some, I think they're called California roses that I had in here last year. And of course they didn't survive. They're not supposed to. They're just an annual. And of course we didn't even trim any of these. And it's sad. I need to come out here and take all those dead pieces off. I'll get to it. So as I move on, we have a peony right here. I believe I have a pink and a white one. Not sure what they are because they haven't flowered yet. This is year 3, and I see I have a bud here. See? So I'll find out what this is, pink or white. For sure, that's got quite a few buds on it. So yay, peonies for me this year. In this area with the rock, which is supposed to be holding that hose, and isn't, is empty. I will put something in there. Sometimes I throw a tomato plant in there. Now we have these little California poppies. These are little orange California poppies that spread. I took about 50 of them out of here. There's another one that I guess I missed. Because we like to plant other things in here. This is going to be a perennial bed, but sometimes we throw annuals in here too. This as well is a poppy. And does anyone know what these little purple things are? Because they come up all over my yard and in some beds. This here, I believe, is a balloon plant. I don't see any growth on it yet. I'm hoping it didn't die. Oh, wait. There's a little bit of green there. Yep. I don't know if you can see it. It's in there. So, it's gonna come. This here is a photo of my balloon flowers last year. Back. This is and this one as well are lilies that are planted in here. I don't know, they're going wild. I don't think I had that many lilies in here, but they're moving on. Here's another form of lily. I do not know what it's called, but I'll insert a picture so you can see how beautiful it is. Not sure what the variety is, but if anyone knows, I sure would love to know. This is a little white rose bush, and I do not know any of the varieties on my roses. So they were just picked up and put in before we got serious about gardening. My sister liked roses. I had dahlia here, but I don't think that's coming up again because I didn't take it out, so I didn't expect it to, but I left the tag. This here is, let's see, a white bicolor garden phlox. That's what this is. That was new. I got my sister last year. Every year I probably buy her a new 1 or 2 perennials. And this here is a climbing rose bush, which has, I believe it's little reddish, pinkish roses on it, like a dark pink. And last year all the rose bushes got black spot. I was devastated. So I didn't do too well last year. She looks pretty healthy right now. Here's another lily. And of course some more weeds. And more of those little purple flowers, if anybody knows what they are. They're little tiny bulbs, whatever they are. And here's our other peony. Let me see. Right there looks like a bud. This one's later than the other one. Here's a bud. It's got a few buds too, so yay, we're gonna get peonies. As we move on, here, this container here holds, oh, what is that? It holds the potatoes, and there's some coming up. Here's one right here. Let's see. The name of these potatoes are red gold potatoes. And in here, this one, we have purple Viking. So around the rest of the yard, I just, in that front bucket I was showing you, has a mixture of the two of them because I mixed them up for some reason. So there's surprise up there. And I don't really see anything coming up in here yet. Nope, just a weed or two. I was wondering if they wouldn't work because I planted them too early, like everything else. You know me. Yep. My second wave of peas, because as soon as I brought them out here, my neighborhood birds had a feast and ate them all. I come out one morning and they were all empty. So I planted more and they're coming up. Probably too late, but they're still coming up. This is a butterfly bush. It's a white butterfly bush that I chopped down small because this is not the place for it. I wanted to move it, but now I don't think I'm moving it because I don't know about the sale of the house. So all through here we have weeds, of course, and irises. Different irises. These little grass-like ones are yellow and purple. And then we have some dark purple there, like black ones. And again, I believe those ones are yellow. And yellow and purple iris all the way up through. And then as you come down here, the rest of them are all yellow irises going all the way down. And as you can see, more little purple flowers, more poppies, but these are bigger poppies. This is a red poppy, I believe. And the poppy over there is like a deep orange. I had a flower here, tick seed, uptick cream, but it doesn't look like it survived the winter. It's not there. More irises, and I believe this is a lily of the valley, little white flowers, the little tiny white ones. We have only about 3 or 4 of those plants back in here. That's the deep orange poppy. More irises through here. This is another little plant right there. That is a Shasta Daisy, a snow lady is the variety. They're real pretty little daisy type things. I like daisies. And over here I usually put in a melon and it grows all up the fence. I'm going to move on with the other flower bed, and as you can see, more of those little purple flowers are in there that I don't have a clue what they are. This was a yellow dahlia, which is not a dahlia, but oh, you know what they are. My mind went blank. Maybe daffodil, yellow daffodils with the long horn. The little purple flowers, they're beautiful. I'm just going to let them spread and possibly fill these all through. And a deep purple tulip. Look at how pretty. It's coming to the end now, but there was a daffodil there. And my sister's favorite, Bleeding Heart. She loves it. This is its 3rd year. It keeps coming back, even in harsh winter. We are surprised. And in here, there is another daffodil. A little close. I know we have to move those. Some more purple tulips, another daffodil. And here for Easter, my mother received some pink tulips, and my granddaughter gave me some yellow tulips. And they are there waiting to be planted up. And right here in this spot, which these tulips shouldn't be sitting on, but are, there's more of the potatoes in here. Both varieties mixed up. I see nothing coming up yet. I know it's dry when we're watering. Oh, here you go. I'm lying to myself. Here's some potatoes. There's some. Looks like things are pushing up, and I know we need water. I have my soaker hose over here. This is my little garden. Back here in this bed, we have more sage, and I have onions all the way around. We got in here candy onions and also Walla Walla. But my Walla Wallas were super tiny that I grew because my onions died on me several times as I was planting them, making mistakes. So they're tiny, and those ones are the candy. The tiny ones are the Walla Walla. And over here is some garlic and some spinach growing in between the garlics. Yes, I know that they don't like their They don't like to share space. I made a mistake and put some matador spinach in there. So I'm gonna wait till they get a little bit bigger, and I'm gonna move them and let the garlic alone. Now over here we have several things in the middle. Once again, the birds had a feast out here, so I had to put a cover on these, and they've been growing a while, and it looks like something's eating them, as you can see there. These are over here Chinese cabbages, and somebody loves them. Over here, oh, I'm on the wrong side. Over here is, I want to say, the Calabrese broccoli, or possibly these ones are Calabrese. When I get over there, we got some broccoli rabe here, and you can't see them, but there's tiny, tiny leeks in there. I wonder if you can tell. I don't know if they're going to do anything either. Oh, when I get around the other side, we'll look at that again. Okay, so this year I brought myself a little soaker hose because I know my garden needs more water and my legs aren't good, so standing out here, look, see, dry, dying, that poor thing. These are Romanian lettuce. And in here are some little tiny butterheads, I believe. I don't think they're gonna make it. It's been real dry here. I got the soaker hose. Of course, I only got a 25-foot hose, so I'm gonna have to move this. But I am buying 2 more, so I don't have to move them anymore. And we can just let this soak the water. I'm gonna let this go for a while in here. I'm gonna sit outside and enjoy the weather. In here are red onions and candy onions. The bigger ones are the candy. If you see the smaller ones, they are red. These smaller ones are red, and the bigger ones are the candy. Okay. And onions over here as well. Now I'm gonna put some tomatoes in here, 1 on each side. Tomatoes are going in here, and on the other side over there with the peppers. I mean, with the onions over there. This, my polytunnel, I have plans for this. I'm taking it apart, and I'm gonna make tomato trellises instead of the polytunnel. I'm gonna make it into a tomato trellis. I'm going to move this over to here, hook it on the bed, make a big box here so I can throw over some shade cloth when it gets in the 90s. And I am going to do the same over here. Move this over, put it here, and stand them up to make them high. And then I'm gonna put braces across the top. But you'll see when we do that. You'll see. Okay, in here is a Dino Kale. This is leftover spent compost from last year. I'm gonna revitalize and use in my containers over there, which are going to have. So I'm gonna put herbs in my containers. I'm just gonna revitalize that soil that I showed you, and I'm gonna use that for herbs. Now I know I got a lot of things in here, and it's close. My Chinese cabbage, I don't want things big because I'm the only one that eats this stuff here. So if it stays small, that's fine with me. This is broccoli rabe here. This here says it is, can't read. It's 100 and, it's probably, yeah, it's the Brunswick cabbage right here. These are the cabbages in this row. This is the broccoli. Looks like little good critters are eating it. See? Eating it. Because they're all planted at the same time. And they're all the same size. This one's doing good. This here is, my tags. I'm so glad I bought that marker. You think I'd bring it out here? Well, that says wall onions. So this here must be for this tag. Let's see what this tag says. It says, I think it's more broccoli. Yes. Oh, that is Dino Kale. That is a Dino Kale. That is a Dino Kale. There are two different kinds of dinosaur kales. The Lacito and the Corno de Toro. No, that's a pepper. I'll have to look it up and let you know. And this right here is the sad little pak choy that didn't quite survive the birds. So that's the end of the tour. Small tour. Small garden. That's okay. I like my little garden. So that's it for me today, guys. Thanks for coming on a little tour. Now you know what I got growing. Things aren't that successful, but it's not really time to start taking off yet. I know my cold weather crops should be a little bit farther on. They're not. It's okay. I have fertilized the beds and amended the beds. They have alfalfa were put on them over the winter. I have organic garden tone that I threw throughout. I put some bone meal in there and some potash as well. But still, things are growing a little slow, I think. But it is still cold. Still gets really cold at night. Into the 30s. I think last night we were down to 32. So I guess I can't really expect them to grow too fast. So that's it. I would take you downstairs to see all the tomato plants and that, but you saw them many times. And who doesn't want to be out in the bright sunshine? And I'm going to sit here and I'm going to watch my hose water everything and move it periodically. So everything does get watered deep. So that's it for me. And once again, thanks for coming to visit me here in my good little garden. Have a great day, guys. Bye.